Hello everybody, I'll be learning Java with you, so whoever is interested can join me and we'll learn Java together. So what is Java? So we'll start with Java introduction, and this is W3 School's website. Here we'll be following this tutorial, and to code Java we'll use replit.com. So we'll begin with the first lesson. Today is day 1, and we'll be starting with Java introduction. So what is Java? Java is a programming language created in 1995. So this is the history of Java. So it is owned by Oracle and it is present in more than 3 billion devices. So it is used for creating mobile applications, especially Android apps. So I also heard that we use Android and Kotlin, the language to create Android apps and desktop apps, web applications, servers, web servers and application servers, games, database connection, and much more. So this is the reason we will be studying Java to create these applications. And the next one is why use Java. Java works on different platforms: Windows, Mac, Linux, Raspberry Pi, etc. So we use Java because it runs on all these platforms. So that is the reason we use Java, and it is one of the most popular programming language in the world. So I also know that. So I think after JavaScript and Python, Java is most used language. So if I'm wrong, just correct me. And it has large demand in the current job market. Okay, it is easy to learn and simple to use. It is open source and free. It is secure, fast, powerful. It has huge community support, tens of millions of developers. So if we need any help, we have this huge community support. So Java is an object-oriented language which gives a clear structure to programs and allows code to be reused, lowering development costs. Okay, Java is an object-oriented language. So we can reuse the code and it helps in lowering the development costs. Java is close to C++ and C Sharp, and it makes easy for programmers to switch to Java or vice versa. Okay, so I don't know C++ or C Sharp, so I'll be starting with Java. So this is the first lesson, Java introduction. Now let's move on to the next. Java getting started. Java install. Some PCs might have Java already installed. To check whether if you have Java installed on your PC, search in the start button for Java. So I think we need not install Java because we'll be using this website to create Java. Let's create a REPL. Here I can use Java to create something like first to create a REPL. So if I need to download Java, I'll download Java. You can check out here how to download Java. Java get started. So I think we can just skip this and we can start with Java quick start. Okay. So in Java, every application begins with a class name and must match the file name. Okay, every application begins with a class name and must start with a file name. Let's create a first Java file called main.java, so which can be done in any text editor like Notepad. The file should contain hello world message which is written with the following code. So it's telling me to create a main.java file. So here I'll create this is already main.java. So here we have to paste this like public class main, public static void main, string array args, system.out.println hello world. Okay, don't worry if you don't understand the above code. We will discuss it in the later chapters. For now, focus on how to run the code above. Save the code as save the code in Notepad as main.java. Open command prompt. Navigate to the next. Okay, they are saying how to compile the program, but will write this in our REPL IT only. So yes. So this is the code: public class main, public static void main, and to print out hello world we'll be using system.out.println. So let's just run it. Instead of following this, we'll directly run it over here. So we'll run it. Yeah, see, hello world. So we have executed our first program. Okay, let's go to the next chapter, Java syntax. In the previous chapter, we created a Java file called main.java and we used the following code to print hello world to the screen. Okay, yeah, public class, the class name, and public static void main, and this one we have to write, and to print out hello world we use system.out.println. Okay, example explain, every line of code that runs in Java must be inside a class. Okay, every line of code must be inside a class. In our example, we created a class main. So we created a class main. A class should always start with a uppercase. So class must always start with a uppercase. Note, Java is a case sensitive language. Okay, my class and my class both are different. Okay, we'll keep that in mind. Java is a case sensitive language, and what we should keep in mind is each and every code, each and every line written in Java must be inside a class, and the class uh, must always start with the uppercase. And Java is case sensitive, so my class and this my class both are different. The name of the file, the name of the Java file must match with the class name. So whatever file we are creating, main.java, so this name and this class name must be same. Okay, I understood this. Then next, this is the class. First we'll create the file main.java, then we'll create public class main at the same name as the file name, and then next we'll go to main method. So this is the main method. So public static void main method. Okay, any code written inside the main method will be executed. So whatever is written inside the main method will be executed. Next, any code inside the main method will be executed. So do not worry about keywords before and after main. You will get to know them bit by bit while reading this tutorial. For now, just remember every Java program has a class, and that class must be same name as the file name, and that every program must be contain the main method. So every time we have to write these, we have to create a file, then create the class with the same name, then we have to create this main method, and then we have to write our code inside the main method. Okay, then system.out.println. Inside the main method, we can use println method to print a line of text to the screen. Okay, we use println method to print a line of text to the screen. Okay, to print something on the screen, we have to use println keyword. So this is it. Note, curly braces marks the beginning and end of a block of code. System is a built-in class. System is a built-in class that contains useful members such as out, which is short for output, and println method, short for print line, and it is used to print a value to the screen or a file. Don't worry too much about system out println. Just know that you need them together to print the stuff to the screen. Note that each code, every line will end with the semicolon. So yes, so this is the exercise. Let's start the exercise here. Yeah, public class, my class. So insert the missing part of the code below to output hello world. Public static void main string array args, and they have closed. So our task is to insert the missing part to output hello world. So to print, you have to use system dot out dot println. So this is the answer, and the next one. Okay, so we have done this exercise. Let's go to the next part. So okay, the next chapter is Java output slash print. Print text. You have learned from the previous chapter that you can use the println method to output values or print text in Java. Yeah, in the previous chapter we have learned that we have to combine system.out.println to print something on the screen. So this we understood. So the next one is you can add as many println methods as you want. Note that it will add a new line for each method. So if we print all this, like these things will come in a different line. Like first it will print hello world, then it will print I'm learning Java, then it will print it is awesome. So let's just run this. I have pasted over it here, so let's just run and test it. So yeah, if you see here, first hello world printed, then I'm learning Java printed, and it is awesome printed. So we have learned that we have to combine these three statements to print something on the console. So and we can use as many printlns as we want, as they have given here. Note that it will add a new line for each method, so everything will be printed in a new line. So this one is okay, I understood this. And next is double quotes. So when you are working on a text, it must be wrapped inside a double quotation marks. So whenever we want to print some text in the screen, so we have to quote that text inside a double quote. Okay, if you forget double quote, an error will occur. So yeah, if we just remove double quotes here, as he said, there will be an error. So let's just try this out as well. Yeah, if you see here, there is some error at fourth line. Error, not a statement. So yeah, so whatever. Um, so these lines should always be inside the double quote. So whenever we are using a text, so the text should always be inside the double quote. So now it will run. Yes. uh, yeah, so always the text should be inside the double quote. That's fine, that's okay, I understood. And the print method, print, there is also a print method which is similar to println. So we can use print instead of println. The only difference is that it does not insert a new line at the end of the output. So yeah, let's just try with this also. What will happen if we use just print instead of ln? Yeah, let's just run this. Yeah, hello world, I'm learning Java, it is awesome. So it is just printing in a single line. So the only difference is that it does not insert a new line at the end of the output. Whereas this print ln, like it will add a new line. Whereas print, it like it does not insert a new line. So that is the difference between print ln and print. If you want everything in a single line, you can use print, or else you can, if you want it in the next line, we can use it. You can use print ln. So in this tutorial we will use only println, as it makes easier to read the code of the output. So okay, so this is the thing. And next, Java output numbers. Print numbers. You can also print ln method to print numbers. However, unlike text, we do not put number inside double quotes. So just we can so for only text we use double quotes. For numbers we need not use double quotes. Okay, we can try this out as well. Yeah, if you see here, yeah, it is printing. So unlike text, we do not put numbers inside double quotes. So yeah, okay, so we need not put numbers in a double quotes. That is okay, I understood that. And you can perform mathematical calculations inside println method. Okay, we can do that as well. Like we can just put it 3 plus 3 here, and we can multiply also. Yeah, we can do that. Let's see this and let's run it. So we can apply mathematical calculations also we can do inside this statement. So yeah, it is running, but it's only showing 6. Why this is not running? Let's just check it, run it again. Yeah, still 6. Why this is not running? mm, I don't know why this is not running. I think it should run. uh, let's close it and run. Yeah, it is running here now. Okay, better. So yeah, we can use this mathematical calculations also we can perform inside the println method. So we'll go to the next one is Java comments. Java comments. Comments can be explained Java code, can be used to explain Java code, and it makes it more readable, and it also can be used to prevent execution when testing alternative code. So it can be used to prevent execution when testing alternative code. So in the Java code we can use comments, but those comments will not be executed. It will be ignored by Java. So there are single line comments and multi-line comments. So single line comments, we can use this double slash for single line comment, and for multi-line comment we can put a slash and asterisk and slash. So this is for multi-line comments. So I think we have one exercise here in this. So we'll do this. Comments in Java are written by special characters inside the missing part. So this is a single line comment. A single line comment will be slash and slash. A multi-line comment will be slash and asterisk and asterisk and slash. Let's submit the answer. It's correct. So yes. So okay, we have completed this exercise. So comments, there are two types of comments, single and multi-line, and single is slash slash and multi-line is slash asterisk and asterisk slash. So yes, this is also completed. We'll go to the next chapter. Next chapter is Java variables. So okay, Java variables. Variables are containers for storing data values. So variables are containers for storing data values. In Java there are different types of variables. For example, string, int, float, char, boolean. So string stores text. So whatever stores text is a string. So such as hello. Yeah, we know that even for a text it should be enclosed with these double quotes. So string values are surrounded by double quotes. So int stores integer whole numbers without decimals. Okay, any number without decimals is an integer. Okay, and float stores floating point numbers with decimals such as 19.99 minus 19.99. Float is something which is a number which with decimals. And what is a character? Character stores a single character such as A, B. Like characters are surrounded by single quotes. So characters are surrounded by single quotes, and strings are surrounded by double quotes. That is the difference between character and string. So character stores only single value. String stores multiple values, multiple characters. Single character, multiple character, and boolean. Boolean stores values with two states, true or false. So true or false is boolean. So these are the five different different types of variables. Okay, so variable is a container. Yeah. So declaring a variable. So to create a variable, we must specify the type and assign it a value. So the syntax is type, variable name, and value. Type, the type which what type it is, like string, int, or something, and the variable name which you'll give, and that value. That's okay. And which type of, where type is one of Java's types, such as int string. Yeah, so this type will be int string, the five which we have seen here, right? The int string, float, character, boolean. So the type will be that, and the variable name is the name of the variable, such as x or name. I have given some example as x or name. And equal to sign is to assign the values to the variable. So the equal to and the value which will provide. Here they have provided some examples like string name John. So system.println, and yeah, we can put that variable name inside the print statement, so that if we print this, John will come as the output. So let's just copy this to our applet. Let's run it. John, it's printing, so yes. Now if we go here, to create a variable name that should store a number, look at the following example. So int, here we have taken it as string name John. Here it is, we are storing a number, so it is integer. So int mynum 15, and system.out.println, and you put this mynum in this so that 15 will be printed here. I understood this. Then you can also declare a variable without assigning a value and assign the value later. Okay, first we'll just declare it int mynum, then we will assign the value. So mynum is equals to 15. So this is also a way of declaring a variable. So we can do this as well. So now it will be same 15. The value answer of this will be 15. Note that if you assign a new value to existing variable, it will override the previous value. So if int mynum is 15, then again you are reassigning that mynum to 20. So now what will happen is it will override the previous value. So now the value will be 20. So it is no longer 15. So yeah, now this answer will be 20 instead of 15. We'll just check that out as well. Yeah, we'll run it. Yes, the answer is 20. So initially it was declared to 15, then again it is assigned to 20. So the previous value will be overwritten, so it will be 20. So yeah, this one I got it. And the next is final variables. If you don't want others or yourself to overwrite an existing value, use final keyword. This will declare the variable as final or constant, which means that it is unchangeable and read only. So this is the thing. So if you don't want to like override or reassign a value, so we can directly use that. So we can directly use this thing, a final keyword here. So if I want to like if I want to use here final, then I cannot reassign this value, so it will give me error here. So that is a use of final keyword. That yes, if you don't want to override the value, you can use it as final. So it will be like read only, like we cannot reassign this value. So if we run this now, it will be 15. Yes, now we got it. So in this we learned, if we just recap that, we learned the types of variables like string, int, float, character, boolean, and here we know how to declare a variable, like the type of the variable, then the variable name like x or name we have to give, and the value we'll assign it with the help of this equal to. And we have seen these examples as well. And if we can override the values also, like for example here int num is 15, then again my num is 20. So if you want to reassign, we can override it by just reassigning it. So if you don't want to, then we have to use final keyword so that it doesn't allow us to change. And the other types, so we have seen this 5: int, float, char, boolean, string. So you will learn about more you will learn more about the data types in the next section. Okay, so we have one exercise here, we'll just complete it. Create a variable name car name and assign the value Volvo to it. So first you have to create a car name. So this is the variable name. So and here we have to initially we have to give the type. So type is, it looks like a string, so string, and the variable name is car name and equal to, and you have to keep it in double quotes, Volvo, and we'll submit the answer here. It is correct. So yes, here this exercise also completed. Now let's go to the next one, Java print variables. So display variables. The println is often used to display variables. We can combine both text and a variable and use plus character. Okay. String name is John, and we can system order println hello plus, and you can use this. So John will this John will be pasted here. So the output will be hello John. So here what we learned is that we can combine a text and a variable with plus character. So we can it is simply adding both. We are adding hello and to this name. So the name here we assigned is John. So hello John. So that will be the output over here. You can also use plus character to add variable to another variable. Like this is first name is John, second name, last name is Doe. So the full name here will be first name plus last name. So if you print out the full name here, it will be John Doe. So we can add strings as well. For numeric values, the character plus works as a mathematical operator. Note that we use integer variable here. Okay, if you use x is equals to 5 and y is equals to 6, then just x plus 5, then it will become 11. So in case of integers, it will work as a additional operator, mathematical operator. For example, you can expect x stores the value 5 and y stores the value 6. Then use println method to display the value x plus 5 which is 11. So we understood this. So we understood this chapter as well. We'll go to the next one. Java declare multiple variables. Declare many variables. So to declare more than one variable of same data type, you can use comma separated list. So here int x is 5, y is 6, z is 50. So instead of that, you can just put int x is equals to 5, comma y is equals to 6, comma z is equals to 50, and then you can use this plus operator to add all. So we can declare many variables by comma separated lists. So we learned that. So one value to multiple variables. You can also assign the same value to multiple variables in one line. So first we'll just declare x, y, z. So just declare int x, comma y, comma z. Then just we'll assign the same value to both. So will x is equals to y is equals to z is equals to 50. So yes, then we can add it all. So yeah, we can do that as well. So next is exercise. Exercise number 2. Create a variable named max speed and assign value 120 to it. So I have to create a variable named max speed. So it is 120. So it should be an integer, and max speed is the variable name, and it should be 120. So yes, this is done. And the next one will be display a sum of 5 plus 10 using two variables x and y. Display the sum of 5 and 10. So y is 5, so here it will be int x equals to 5 and y is 10, so it will be 15. So yeah, this is also done. Next, create a variable z and assign x plus y to it and display the result. So here it will be int and z, and you have to print it z. So this is also done. Next we'll go to the exercise 5. Fill the missing parts to create three variables of same data type, same type. So here it is 50, so it should be an integer. So int and comma separator list they have given using a comma separator list. So just have to keep commas here. So this is also done. So we have completed Java variables here. We'll go to the next, and Java identifiers. All variables must be identified with unique names. These unique names are called identifiers. Identifiers can be short names like x and y, and or more descriptive names like age, sum, total volume. So instead of using this x and y, I think it will be better to use this descriptive names which describes our variables. So note, it is recommended, it is recommended to use descriptive names in order to create understandable and maintainable code. So here 60, you have to assign 60 to something, so minutes per hour. So this variable name is more descriptive, so this is good thing to use. Said okay, but not so easy to understand what actually m is. So instead of int m is equals to 60, it is better to give some description to the value whatever we assign. So that is the thing. The general rules for naming variables are, so the names can contain a letter, digit, underscore, dollar signs. Okay, so the names can contain a letter. It will contain a letter, digits. It can contain digits as well. It can contain an underscore. It can contain dollar sign. Okay, names must always begin with a letter. So always the name must begin with letter, and names should always start with lowercase. Cannot contain white space. So in the variable name we cannot give spaces. So, and the names must always be the names should always start with the lowercase. And if you remember that in a class, in while we saw in the first chapter that a class, while we're creating a class name, it should always start with a uppercase. But here, a variable must always start with a lowercase. That is given here, and names can also begin with dollar and underscore. We can start a variable with a dollar and underscore, but we will not use it in this tutorial. Okay, names are case sensitive. Yeah, we learned that in the first chapter as well. Like Java is a case sensitive language, so these both values will be like different. And reserved words like Java keywords such as int, boolean, so these are the reserved words which cannot be used as names. So we cannot use these some reserved words as variable names. So this also is done. Yeah, so let's move to the next chapter, which is Java data types. Java data types. So as explained in the previous chapter, a variable must contain a specified data type. Yes, we have seen that in the syntax. Like first we have to describe the type of it and then give the variable name. So here that int, float, character, boolean, string, these are all data types. So data types are divided into two groups. Okay, data types are again divided into two groups. One is primitive and another is non-primitive data types. So primitive includes byte, short, int, long, float, double, boolean, char. And non-primitive such as string, arrays, classes. You will learn more it in the latest chapter. So first we'll study primitive data types. These are byte, short, int, long, float, double, boolean, char. So next is data types. Data types are primitive data types. So primitive data types specifies like uh, the size, specifies the size and type of variable values. It has no additional methods. There are 8 primitive data types in Java. So a primitive data type specifies the size and type of the variable values. So primitive data type specifies the size and the type of the variable values. It has no additional methods. Okay, there are 8 primitive data types: byte, short, int, long, float, double, boolean, character. So size. So a byte is 1 byte, short is 2 bytes, int is 4 bytes, long is 8 bytes, float is 4 bytes, double is 8 bytes, boolean is 1 bit, and character is 2 bytes. So okay, I understood this. So double is 8 and float is 4. So basically byte has 1 byte, short has 2 bytes, int has 4 bytes, long has 8 bytes, float has 4 bytes, double has 8 bytes, boolean has 1 bit, and character has 2 bytes. So primitive data types specify about the size. And description, 1 byte, it stores the whole numbers from minus 128 to 127. Okay, and short stores whole numbers from 32768 minus 32768 to 32768. So this is the range of byte, and this is the range of short, and integer is this number 2. I think it says minus 2 to the power of 10 to plus 2 to the power of 10. So this is the range of integers, this is the range of short and byte. So long is stores whole number from, oh, this is the huge value. So I think if we want to store this much long number, I think it is better to create long. And float is again 4 bytes. It stores fractional values sufficient for storing 6.6 to 7 decimal digits. So float can store up to 7 decimal digits, whereas double is same like float only, but it stores 15 decimal digits. So this double can be used for storing like 15 decimal digits for more precision. And boolean, it stores true or false values. Yeah, boolean is true or false. So character is just a single character, and or ashy values. So here they have given an exercise. Add the correct data type for the following value. So this is 9. 9, yeah, we can use byte, but int, and my float num. So this should be a float, and my letter, this should be a character. Boolean, this one will be a string. Here we can 9 is the value, so we can use, instead of int, we can use byte as well. So okay, primitive number types are, so next is Java numbers. Primitive number types are divided into two groups. Integer types stores whole numbers and positive or negative without decimals. Valid types are byte short, int long. So these are integer types, and the some are floating types. These are float and double. They represent numbers with fraction, but they contains one or more decimals. So with decimal and without decimal. With decimal is floating point types. Without decimal is integer types. Even though there are many numeric types in Java, the most used are int for whole numbers and double for floating point numbers. So there are many numeric types, but the most used are int for whole numbers and double we use for floating point numbers. However, we describe them all as you continue to read. Okay. Integer types. So first is byte. Byte can store up to whole numbers from, we saw that range 128 to 127. So this can be used instead of int or other integer type to save memory when you are certain, uh, that a value will be within 127 to 128. For example, age. I think we can use byte age, uh, to, because we know that the age value will be within minus 128 to 127. So to store some memory, instead of int age we can use byte age. So here if you see the example, byte my num is 100, so 100 is within this range, so we can use byte. So next is short data type can store whole numbers from minus 32768 to plus 32767. So for example 5000, you can use the short here within this range. And integer is a much more number, I think minus 2 to the power of 10 to plus 2 to the power of 10. In general, in our tutorial, the int data type is preferred data type, as we create variables with a numerical name. So we have seen here also, like they're telling that even though they're having many data types for integer and floating point, so they mostly use integer and double. So this is for a numeric character, so we'll use int. And long data type can store whole numbers from this number to this number. This is used when int is not large enough to store the value. If our value is more than this integer number, then we'll proceed with long. And note that it should always end with L. So whenever we use long data type, then we have to keep L at the end. The At the end you have to keep it as L. Okay. Then floating point types, float and double. Both store fraction numbers. Note that the end value should be F for float and D for double. Okay, similar to long, for float we have to keep F as the last one, and for double we have to keep D. So 19.99D and 5.75F. So float or double. So The precision of a floating point value indicates how many digits the value can have after the decimal point. The precision of float is 6 to 7 decimal digits, whereas double is 15 digits. So we have seen that where a float is having, like, it can store up to 6 to 7 decimal digits, whereas double can store up to 15 decimal points. So therefore it is safer to use double for most calculations. So if we need precision for our values, then we can go with the double. Next is Boolean types. Yeah, very often in programming, you will need data type that can have one of the two values, like yes or no, on or off, true or false. So for this, Java has Boolean data type, which can only take the values true or false. So Boolean, is Java fun? True. Is fish tasty? False. So true or false is Boolean. It will store either true or false. So Boolean values are mostly for condition testing. You will learn about Booleans and conditions later this tutorial. Java characters. The character data type used to store a single character. The character must surround with a single quotes like A or C. Yeah, we have learned that a character is just a single character, whereas string is multiple characters. So character migrate B. So this is the example. Alternately, we can use ASCII values. You can use those to display certain characters. So my var1 is 65, my var2 is 66, my var3 is 67. So ASCII characters, a list of ASCII characters can be in this table. They have given a table for reference for this ASCII characters. ASCII was first character set encoding standard used between computers on internet. So here they have used 65, 66 and 67. If we check that number here, uh, 65 is A, 66 is B, 67 is C. So if we print these characters, if we print these ASCII values, we will get A, B, C as the output. Let's just check it. Yeah, we got it here. First is A. So let's just run it. Yeah, A, B, C. So yeah, we can use ASCII values as well for characters. String data type is used to store a sequence of characters, text, and string values must be surrounded by double quotes. Yeah, string must be in double quotes, the text we are using, and the characters must be inside a single quote. String type is so much used and integrated in Java. Sometimes uh, some some call it the special ninth type. A string in Java is actually a non-primitive data type because it refers to an object. String objects has methods that are used to perform certain operations on string. Don't worry if you don't understand the term object just well. We will learn more about strings and object in the next chapter. Okay. Next is non-primitive data types. So non-primitive data types are also called as reference types because they refer to objects. The main difference between primitive and non-primitive data types are primitive data types are predefined, already defined in Java, whereas non-primitive data types are created by the programmer and is not defined by Java except string. Except string, every other non-primitive data types are created by programmer. They are not defined, whereas primitive are predefined. So non-primitive types can be used to call methods and perform certain operations, while primitive cannot. So there is an advantage to non-primitive type that it can be used to call methods to perform certain operations. A primitive type has always a value, whereas non-primitive type can be null. A primitive type always starts with a lower letter, while non-primitive type starts with an uppercase letter. Okay. Primitive type has a value, whereas non-primitive type can be null. So we can assign null to a non-primitive variable. So here non-primitive data type, whereas a primitive type always starts with a lowercase, whereas non-primitive starts with an uppercase. That is the difference. So this is the thing here. So today In this we have seen these chapters. From tomorrow we'll continue Java typecasting. So that's it for today. Yeah, thank you.